Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 3. So as most of you watching would be aware of, we are only a few days away from The Flash being back on our screens. It's 3 days to be exact from when this video will actually be uploaded. When we return from the break, it will be non-stop episodes until the finale, which is a relief. But speaking of the finale, one major thing we are set to see is the showdown with Savitar, set around the same time that Barry travelled to, or was thrown to, by the Philosopher's Stone, where we see Iris being killed by Savitar. Ever since we saw this event take place in episode 9, or the mid-season finale, and then revisited it in the mid-season premiere, that being episode 10, there have been many theories brought up on how Iris will be saved and avoid the point of Savitar's blade. Some of these include Wally being involved, which was brought up earlier on this season as well, when they did all the training and stuff like that. We did see HR up on top of a building in episode 10 when he wasn't initially there in episode 9 due to the future changing. He did seem to be holding the gun that Plunder was using in that episode as well. And then we have the theory which we will be going over in the rest of this video, which is that H.R. Wells uses the technology we saw him use early this season to disguise himself as Randolph Morgan, and use that on himself to disguise himself as Iris West and be the one put in the situation that the real Iris West would be in. Now let's jump straight into the question at hand, and that is, do I think it's possible that H.R. Wells will disguise himself as Iris West in order to be the one who potentially dies at the hands of Savitar? And look, it's entirely possible that this could be what happens come the end part of the season. But if I had to give a yes or no answer as to whether I think this could happen, I would have to say no, and I will go through why my answer to this whole thing playing out is a no in a second. The first thing I will bring up though are some reactions people have had to the HR possibly doing this theory. The one I want to focus on though is around it being a bit of a disappointing conclusion to the whole season if this is the case. Which I can understand why people would think this, but it is important to remember that this wouldn't be the main focus of the finale. It would just be a piece of the puzzle, if you want to call it that, with the actual fight between Savitar and Barry being the main focus. Obviously, whoever dies here will be a focus of the episode. They're not just going to skim over it quickly, but it's not the main focus. It's not the main course of the meal. It's an entree, if you want to call it that. But the main thing that I do want to focus on in regards to this theory is around HR posing as Iris not really working out as some would like to see. And that is that HR would not actually look like Iris. Well, not enough to make anyone that can actually see properly believe it. But what do I mean by that? We saw HR look like Randolph Morgan earlier this season, so you think he'd be able to look like Iris, right? Well, let's go through it. So the device we saw H.R. Wells use earlier this season was a light refraction tool. That's what they called it on the show, which changed his face. It's a tool designed specifically to change the look of your face. Unfortunately for this theory to make sense, not necessarily for it to play out later this season, just for it to make sense. Some stuff on The Flash doesn't make sense, so this could still happen. There are more differences between H.R. Wells and Iris than just their faces. Obviously, H.R. Wells and Iris have different skin tones. I don't think you need the highest IQ to figure that out. They are different heights, HR is pretty damn tall, and of course they have different body shapes, which are all things that the light refraction tool would not be able to change at the moment. And of course these are all things that would be needed for H.R. Wells to pass as Iris West. But this could easily change if HR was to, either meet another scientific mind on Earth 1 or contact his partner on Earth 19, the original maker of the light refraction tool, that being Randolph Morgan, and then change it into not just a face changer, but an entire body disguiser. Tracy Brand is a new character who we will be introduced to properly in episode 20 of this season, and she is a genius, a really reclaimed and regarded genius in the future, and she would still be smart in the present. She's been described by the CW and stuff on the show as a genius. So she could have something to do with it, but she is also meant to have a role in building something to trap Savitar with, so she may be focused more on that side of things. I do, however, think this would be a good opportunity to bring Randolph Morgan over for an episode, learn more about Earth 19's technology, and H.R. Wells as a person as well, as he could be about to sacrifice himself in order to save Iris. And technically we haven't met Randolph Morgan because it was HR posing as Randolph Morgan, so yeah. Now, even though I have given a reason as to how they could make it properly work with HR actually looking like Iris, I personally still have to be on the no side when it comes to whether this could actually happen. I still think that this whole light refraction face changing tool was brought onto the show as a means for HR to be able to walk around on Earth 1 without being chased down by police, as, you know, the Harrison Wells on Earth 1, you know, Eobard Thawne was posing as him, is, might I say, sort of wanted for the murder of Nora Allen. So if he stepped 1 foot outside, he would most likely be shot if he tried to run away. But I do stand to be corrected on this topic. Like, the show has shown this season that a lot of the other characters do think of HR as a coward, as well as Savitar thinking the exact same. So this would be a way for HR to show them that they were all wrong and he could be the real hero of the season, because really the season for the most part has been based around Iris. Like, have your own opinion on that. I think you all know my opinion on that. Maybe it wasn't the best choice to do this, but really Iris is the focus of this season. So if if HR was the one to save her, he would technically be the real hero of the season. But yeah, obviously we're going to have to wait and see how it plays out. There's only 5 episodes left, so you think if they were going to do something along the lines of this, it would have to happen in the next 3 episodes. You don't think they'd do it in the last 2 episodes. It would seem a bit rushed and just, you know, forced upon. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like on it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of this, because I know a lot of people like this theory about HR disguising himself as Iris. I have pointed out the flaws in the theory, but I have also brought up some stuff in regards to how they can make it work. So just leave your opinions on this whole thing in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.